Hey, hey there, joy to the world, friends and family. This is Joy welcoming you to your Freaky Friday. I hope you're ready to get your freak on. Why is it Freaky Friday? Because we never know what's going to happen when we show up in here. Anything that needs to talk is welcome to come on out. It's here to zhuzh you up. I don't care what day you watch this on, Thursday, Tuesday, no day, any day, whenever. These are timeless reads, and they're here as an energy session to help you level up. So if the title of them resonate, check on out, check it through, pass it through, chew on it a little bit and see what works for you, okay? Because it's here to provide the resonance, the confirmation of what you're already experiencing in your life. That's what we're looking to do. I'm not here to give my opinion. I am just the microphone, baby. This is from you to you, okay? So we have a little bit of energy here. We have a little bit of a question is, are you ready for love? See, this is life's question to you, the abundance of love. This is the power of Jupiter coming in, Jupiterian love, luxury, lush, providential, experiential, very real, very earthy, tactile, tangible, but with a heavenly air to it. It has a lot of magic involved, the things that make you go, the stuff that makes you go, oh, wow, that kind of stuff that you're like, oh, yeah, there's some Dionysus, some showing up in there. You got some pleasure coming in, some juicy grapes. You got some wine, some divine. You got all that stuff. That is what they're showing us. And they're showing us a pattern of love, a pattern of life coming in, that this is a way of life for you now. Okay, friend? So, and while I say that, if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button down there, baby. It is free as always, and we are happy to have you here. Also, welcome to all of our new subscribers. Thank you for joining us. But down beneath it, boom, 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 here comes your question. Sorry, I'm moving so much. My friend loaned me her spinning chair to see if I like it. So I'm moving around a lot. It suits me because sitting still is not my thing. Reading cards, moving energy, I love it. Okay, but so far as this, all the abundance and beauty of life, you're trapped up in it. You're kind of here in this, draping the suspension, like hanging in between. It's kind of like caught between the Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. If this is wanting to come in, but I don't know. Is it really real? People don't really help me. I don't want the help. And it's not like, this isn't help. H-E-L-P. This is help. H-E-A-L-T-H. Health. Okay? That they're looking to offer you. We forget that pleasure can be to our health, to our well-being. Just like laughter is good for us. You know, having this fruitful, joyous, juicy. Joycey. I must be Joycey. Touch yourself, baby. Are you Joycey? Are you juicy and delicious and joyful? Well, apparently you're Joycey then. Put that on your list. But here it's kind of holding back in the way of unknowing. And although I don't like to say it, what I heard you say is, am I worthy of it? Yeah. Let me love you. Are you worthy of it? Love conquers all. Are you ready? That would be the question. You ought to ask yourself, am I ready? Because this magic is swirling all around you. The environment, the energy, the plasma, the amnios is bubbling and percolating all around you. Just like the bubbles are always in the champagne. They're in there. Don't shake that sucker. Because when that top pops, here it comes. The harder you shake, the further it flies, the greater the trajectory. So what are we shaking up? The essence of the pearl is sitting in and moving around here. They don't want me to shut the name, just the eggs, the conjugation going on here. But this is all this magic. Do you see this? How about we just do it like that? We'll just do it like that. All this magic percolating and effervescing all around you, all this divine creative power, the seed of life is what's going on right here. So that's what we're ready to stir up. So we are going to take a look, and guess who is back? My little freaky friend. I love me some Mary L. Look, one of my favorites on the bottom. You know why. Sauce on that. Okay, as always, the cards are already splitting and talking, and I'm like, I thought I was going for this. Here, these were split totally, and this is what we've got. The blossoming abundance. What is wild here is, like, this is my one marred card, because you have seen some life. Have you seen some life? Have you felt shredded and torn, and that's why you're asking this question? Have you been beat up by love? Have you been left behind? Have you had those not so savory experiences? Because this is all, look at that. That's all forms of love. It's juicy, divine, delicious, luxurious love. That's self-love. That's other love. That's your BFF love. That's your children, your parents, your whoever love. It's loving your job. And it's also love of loving you. That is lover, loving you, lover, loving you, right? Okay. So you're stepping in here because you're still fine. I don't care that you're marred and scarred. You look at this. How can they see? How they see is your beauty bubbling all around you. The effervescence of the energy you carry into a room. That's why you're here at Joy of the World. You're joyous. You're divine. You're realizing that the cellular makeup of who you are is happiness. The fibers of your being is actually happiness. And now that it's being stroked and moved by these words, channeling your energy, talking from yourself to yourself, it is awakening this abundance. Your seeds are proliferating and they're sprouting up in the sunshine, the goldness of who you are, the power and the magic of who you are. And that's what I forgot to show you. But remember right now, forgive. We got the 3-3 right here in the 3. We got a 3-3 coming on in. Talk about divine creation, divine creativity, divine manifestation. That doesn't just mean manifest to make. No, this is like awakening, that type of manifestation. The power of your permission. See, that's all up around your crown. Give yourself permission to blossom and be abundant. The cornucopia, this is more than the cornucopia. This is like the whole big wide world. It isn't just in some little nest, some little trumpet, some little horn that you blow anytime you blew. This is life in the fullness of its expression, getting to love on you. That cornucopia is something coming out of you. It's you to you, but this is the world love. This is that conjugal love. This is that Jupiterian love that's showing up right here. See, Saturn, he stepped to the background for a minute. I'm like, Big Papa, how am I going to do a read without you? He's like, I'm shoving Jupiter on in there for a moment. Now, don't get tricks up your sleeve or Twix up your sleeve, whoever's listening in here, right? Don't get that up your sleeve because we have something else totally divine coming in to talk this next week. Not showing up here today, but will show up in the weekly reader that is coming out tomorrow. So join me there, okay? I'd love to see you. But this is that Jupiterian love. This is the drops of Jupiter, the dust of Jupiter coming on down. And it's being moved and it's being distributed and shaken loose and free where you can let it fall softly into your soul. I had a friend today that I was telling him, I said, did you catch the autumn fever? So we didn't get to have a spring fever because of COVID. COVID came, stepped in. Who cares? So what? It's what it is. We're putting that there. But it delayed. Couldn't do away with it, but it delayed that spring fever. So it's awakening. So we're having spring in the midst of autumn. That is what is happening here, okay? So this blossoming abundance is right on time. You're telling me to look at the magic eye. What about the magic eye? What do you want to see? The magic eye. Who is the magic eye? Okay. Well, Marielle's already talking, so we're just going to go. Y'all, if you could see what happens here. They're set up smooth and straight. And I offer whoever wants to talk, just so you can see what I'm looking at. Because I know this camera can't shoot down here on this little countertop. This was all perfect and together, okay? This is the uncommon. It's not wanting to talk right now. This is how Marielle is looking. And it started out sitting like that on the counter, and I'm nowhere near it, okay? There's no way to bump it. This is not a table. So this is what we've got coming. Oh, it's my friend. Talk about, what was it? Joycey? Juicy, delicious, joyous self. I mean, this card to me is verb. It's all that voluptuousness, all the unctuousness of life. Even the feathers are made of fur. Talk about warm and fuzzy feelings going on here. Awakening the harvest, the seeds from deep within the loins, deep within the belly of the earth, down between the thighs of the earth, ready to rise up into the magnificence of your eyes. And I'll set them down to see if the others end up wanting to talk. We'll see. Okay. But for now, this is coming in under the pearl. This is that happiness, the cellular makeup of who you are. Is this divine head? This represents the authority and the power and the position, so much like what we have going on here. See her horns coming up, and we have that white purity glowing around, because white contains all the colors. It's the whole big thing. Like if you were told that you can only wish for one wish, this would be like what you wish for. The eye of God, the eye of life, the eye of appreciation, the eye of adoration, the best day ever eye. Open up to the best day ever, friend. There's just a little message for you there, okay? So with that Ace of Discs, I want to see what else we have going on. So I'm going to get a true heart, because to me, each card set, okay, is like different languages. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So part of what is this unctuousness of who you are, or even the energy going on around you, the invitation to come in, these drops and dust of Jupiter, the expansion, the philosopher, the freedom fighter, that whole thing, the one who loves to love everybody, that kind of energy coming on in, it demonstrated here in that verb, that deliciousness, that vivaciousness is coming in because of the Fool. Because of the Fool. The Fool is one who's transparent, who's completely open. And in this sense, it's not even just open through the channel, the pure perfect channel for life and these energies, like these planetary energies and this magic, or the magic of Jupiter to move through. It's also for life to breathe through you, like a breeze passing through. Could you imagine always being refreshed with every second that you're alive? But if we turn our magic mind, and we know this is our cellular makeup, the wind can move through us. Like breathing in our lungs and breathing in, knowing that it's magic, breathing it in, knowing that it's love, breathing in, knowing it's our blossoming abundance. We do become transparent because it moves all the way through, oxygenating our blood, and our blood touches every part of our body. There's nowhere that it doesn't touch. That's how we live. That's how we move. That's how we breathe and have our being. And that is the mighty sound of the trumpet, and the last walls are coming down. You are coming into your promised land. The land of promise, the land of the high heart, of the inspiration, of the divine heart, of the childlike wonder, of that pure perfect magic. The one that knows no boundaries, no limitations, no preconceived notions. It's moved past the scars, the Mars, and those type of things. Can you see it? That little bit injury there? It was transport once and it didn't like it so much. But now that we're here, right, we can settle into this new energy and be receptive and open to it. Be receptive to the beauty and the delight and the life, this happiness, this essence of who we are, causing the earth to green up, to come into the verb here, because you carry it in your belly. That's like the labyrinth. You are the labyrinth, and the one who knows the labyrinth, is intimate with it, just simply steps forward and almost speaks with the breath. Like some people have a thumbprint or a card swipe or a palm reader. Imagine that your breath, you just breathe on it, and the labyrinth opens up to you because it is yours. It is divine, it is divining, it is divined for you. And that is very much what this Fool energy is, because as your feet touch the earth, remember we're talking over here about the thighs and the loins, about the depths of the earth, and this harvest and this abundance, this beautiful cornucopia and the foundational truths that you stand upon of who you are and what you're here for and how you go about living, begins to spring up on the earth under your feet. So much so that others can see it. And they come into being and they come into fruition, and that abundance and that overflow and that magic of who you are inundates our earth, and others get to enjoy this, where they may not have been able to endure the long process that you went through, the scarring and the marring and the testing and the trying and the holding this back, the heaviness of that. But also so true that when you open up to this love of Jupiter, the drops of Jupiter in your hair, right? This love dust coming on in here, this power, this magic, the magician coming through for you. It eases that burden. It lifts it off. And what do we have here? It lifts off the rejection. Because Eight of Cups is walking away from love, but it's also walking away because love walked away from you. That makes me want to cry. Whoever's heart that touches, I love you. Thank you for being here. We love you here at Joy of the World. That's right. Tune in, friend. We're going to spice you up and get you happy all over again. Remind you, just like this, these are like those happiness eggs, the essence of who you are. And the neat thing is this is Jupiter. Jupiter has come down to make a way to you, to make this connection like an umbilical cord of life, this luxury to afford you the confidence and assurance that you are lovely, you are lovable, and you are loved. I love it. We're having a grammar lesson up in here, and we all get A+++, because I'm the teacher. I'm coming in and I'm giving you your grade now. Be happy about it and open up to this, right? Because it's not a test. This is not a test. This is real and this is truth, okay? So when Jupiter comes in, look how crafty Jupiter is. Look at the power of his love. He comes and he divides them into the 5 and the 3. The 5 means the power of love is in your hand, to me. 5 is what's in your hand, your power, your ability, your self-knowing, your self-assurance, that type of thing. And into the 3 of cups, so that divine love of celebration. So the power is in your hands to celebrate, to have a life worth living, a life that brings you that joy, that pleasure. So I love, because they're making a sandwich. He is wrapping it up. Ice cream sandwich, Oreo cookie, I don't know, ham and cheese, whatever kind of sandwich you like, baby, right here, pick it, it's yours. So this is what is going on. This not knowing if you're worthy of love, and feeling that indifference because of the scars, the Mars, remember over here, of believing for that abundance, but having not quite yet tasted it. This is coming down. And it's like these two begin to merge and come together, because they are resonant and they are truth. And remember, wherever 2 on earth agree, well, those cards now agree. And I love that our energy, that your energy here is moving through into that agreement, that you're receiving this power of Jupiter come for you. And that begins to change the way you see things. This is the Hierophant, the way you'd seen it before, with double vision, with duality, with separation, with like, you know, the tossing and the turning and the wonderment of like, you know, what about me? Does it work for me? I don't know that. Or, you know, the evidence and the truth that tried to show otherwise, you now realize is false, right? And it comes together as one. It brings in your 4 of Wands. It brings in the establishment of true love, the establishment of that pure, perfect, they're saying projection, but it's not really projection. It's an emanation. It's an exaltation. It's an execution of your radiant light. And they're wanting 2 cards from over here. What are you saying, Hierophant? 2 cards. I see. So tell us here from Erte, what card would you like to talk to us about? Okay, thank you. So it's time to discover yourself. Discover. To take off, to uncover, right? To uncover yourself, to feel the rain, to feel it washing over you. Ooh-wee. Whose reading was that? That love rained down. Was that Scorpio? I don't know. Back up through this last week and listen to them all. You know, perfect your eye, God. Get to know yourself. Let it all wake up. Let your whole self come to the party, okay? That's what the Hierophant is saying here. And then you won't have to be forlorn and left out, wondering what it feels like to be loved, to be lovable. This is the inundation of love that is raining down, and it's raining down on you now. Now, okay? Okay, Hierophant. So it's raining down on you now. That joyousness, the juicy, delicious, whatever joy is raining down on you now. And I'm to get one of these cards. Are you listening? Are you listening to the magic? So you're telling me you're still having a mixed experience. You say you see what I'm saying, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. You haven't been seeing it. So that's the scars. That's the Mars, okay? That's you still looking in the mirror and seeing the scars on Mars instead of seeing what the world is seeing, instead of seeing what Jupiter's seeing. Jupiter's seeing your magic. It's seeing your Jupiterian dust. It's seeing your wonderment, your openness, your luxury of allowing and affording yourself for life to breathe you and you to breathe life, to fully connect pure and perfectly, to be able to go into that place where your high heart is free again, no matter what age you are. I'm like, do you see what I see, friend? No more double vision here, okay? No more double vision. I'm setting those aside. Listen to what I'm saying and what's resonating in your spirit. I'm not cooking anything up. Resonate with what you're hearing in your spirit, okay? And let it simmer and meditate. You and your spirit, your guides, whatever, is going to begin to tell you what it is you need to know. So it's coming to unearth those nasty truths. And the thing is, nasty truths is a nickname for lies. A nickname for lies. And we're going to find out about those lies, okay? We're going into the antique anatomy, because what it gets to the root, to the crux, to the whatever. I love this deck. Thank you. I forgot her name, whoever created it. I appreciate that. And all the people who drew the books that came before it. So we're going to get to the heart of the matter, and the truth is going to produce some life change, some life evolution. Like things will begin to look different around you. This will begin to show up when you begin to make the change, okay? I mean, it's going to be odd. I was talking to a friend about feng shui the other day. The theory and philosophy is make 27 changes in your life. It could be as simple as moving your toothbrush to a different hole in the holder, or moving it to the other side of the sink, or turning your shoes facing inward where they used to be facing outward. Changing, putting the coat that you keep on the coat hook, whatever it is, or where you stow your umbrella. It's that type of energy coming on through. And it's not that, oh, let me do enough things and then I'll be worthy. It's the little mundane things that you start to go, wow, that really is the magic. It's in the little stuff. And that's what brings in this abundance. These are wildflowers, baby. A proliferation of wildflowers. And they come from some little tiny seeds. And they just blow about and land on top of the dirt. And rabbits scratch it in and deer tread upon it, whatever. Those little actions, those little daily things make this full life of abundance that is being afforded you. Okay. And what's being afforded you? I mean, there's a whole stuff that happened with this shuffle. It's the world. It's your belly. It's your instinct being restored. It's the full circle of life, of understanding, not mental understanding, the feeling, the connection of how life loves you and how this all works out and how it was always intended to be. It doesn't have to stay in that separated state anymore is what they're talking about. And something about Venus coming in here for y'all. Venus. Well, Venus can often be indicative of love, correct? So those of you who are going question mark, that was for you. So the suit of blades. So they're saying back it up just a little. Back it up just a little and let's soften the truth down. Let's break it apart like we would deconstruct a recipe. Yeah, I mean, you bake the cake and you can't pick out the little grains of flour in the cake from the egg and the whatever. No, they're talking about the recipe itself, the mindset. They're talking about your mindset, separating your mindset. And that's very much, even though this was hard, that's what they're talking about here, is the way you see it. Jupiter's coming in to separate your mindset, to empower you, okay? That's what he's talking about. So let's see what fell over the mugwort and the ugly lies. So the lies, they're like, we're just turning, we're composting right now. We're turning them into the shit, into the fertilizer that caused these to abound and come forward, because this, my friend, is your blossoming abundance, your worldwide, fully cosmic encapsulating cornucopia. So we have strength in the Fool. I love it. It's both on your leg. It's the power to move on, the power to move forward. And our feet represent our beauty. And everywhere we go, there we are. And that's the beauty of it. When you realize that that power is yours, that power, that permission is yours, that's when the canoe, the boat, the gondola, whatever it is you desire is here to take you on. Not to take you out. To take you on. And asking, where would you like to go? What would you love to see? What would you love to do? You know, it's not even just what you're here for. That's the lie. It's not a work. It's not a purpose. It's not a check mark. It's not self-development. It's not having to improve yourself or any of that. Remember, it had to do with the discovery. What we're having to do with the discovery of self. Because look, this is total discovered. That's why that card's me coming on out. It's like, yeah, y'all, I know my feathers made of furs. I'm a little bit earthy here. I just breathe on it and it changes for me. And I got my whole self. I got my power. I got my truth. I just let the ground bring up the harvest and we walk on. I let these cards do the talking. And they do the moving for me. And I just get in agreement and move right along, right? Because who wouldn't want the beauty of this Fool? Simple, forward, benevolent, bright, radiant, effervescent, effortless, empowered, strengthened, adored, worshipped, appreciated, a banner of love. You're a banner of love. I like that. I hope you do too. So let's see, is there anybody else? Because I don't want to leave anyone out. Oh yeah, these babies are still over here. They're all spread out trying to spread like crazy. Okay, who is that? Did y'all see that? I'm going to have to back it up. When I say on the other side, I'm going to watch it and I'll be like, oh, I see that. Because y'all, I'm all up in here in the moment out here so it can come on through. But look what is coming on through to you, to me, to us here. Okay? It's the power of that connection. This here, that 1 and the 4 is the power of the connection. The power of the connection. That's for you to decipher. But I'm saying it right here, activating it. Rain falling down on these seeds, watering it with truth, the empowerment to enjoy this life, to embrace this life, to receive this life of love that has been divined for you and afforded to you from Jupiter. Feeling alive, feeling lucky, feeling appreciated, feeling treasured, feeling worshipped and adored. And that's not irreverent, y'all. It's literally like when we honor ourselves, honor is worship. Okay? Because worship actually comes from worthship. Worthship. Oh, so funny. Dang it, y'all. You got me hanging on a string. Remember where you worth it? And then there's the little ship, the gondola, the boat, the canoe, the whatever. Worthship. I gotta say, Jupiter's saying you so worth ship. You are so worth ship. So with this caring connection, this unique bond, this accepting, this reciprocation, this giving into, this allowing, because just like that, what's unique is sitting on top of my Moon Magic Medicine deck. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hang on, stuff's starting to fly now. Get ready. Get ready. It's coming in quickly. We have Mars. Remember, Mars is in retrograde, and if you watch my Mars read, you'll find out that Mars has our back. That's how intimate this is. It's something that you could be a little nervous, a little trepidatious about. Actually, it's here to have your back. Just like Jupiter has your back. Connecting with you. So you've got 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Decide. You've already decided all over the place here again and again and again, but the power lies with you, my friend. You decide. We'll get you one card, take you out of here. From Erte, how are we taking our friends and family and visitors here at Joy to the World? How are we taking them out? Giving you a little glimpse of this whole world. You can be in the dark or you can be in the light. And this isn't the dark and night. I love night. It's juicy, unctuous, delicious. You got music, symphonies going on. You've got wonderment. You have the stars glittering out here. Shooting stars, satellites, whatever. Okay, you have the quiet and the hush of the night. But this has to do with the dark of ignorance. And the Marks and the Mars and that type of thing. That old mindset of still thinking you're abused, used up, worthless, wasted, unworthy, and you're seeing it and reinforcing that when you look at yourself, whether you look with the eyes of your face or the eyes of your heart. But this is what life sees when life looks at you. So if I could pour my heart out to you, this is me speaking to you now. I would love to just like rolling down the window in a car, get that limo tent, get it rid of, and just keep going this way so that you could see this paradise that I see when I look at you. That's the reason you charm me, and why I show up here all the time to do these reads in the midst of my day and my life when I do live in paradise. But what's the point of having a place that's beautiful if you don't have beautiful souls and lives to share it with? If the people on our planet that their heart is heavy or hurting, or they still have questions and doubt. So what I gotta say is, let me love you. Let us love you. Let this power come on in and work how it needs to work in your life, okay? Okay. We'll check back real soon. I got the weekly read coming in. Tune in for that. And that is a timed read to let you know the energy's coming in this week. Also, give it a thumbs up if you liked what we presented here. Circulate around. Click any of those little buttons there. The share, the save, the whatever. And it begins to stir up YouTube. You titillate YouTube. And YouTube's like, ooh, I think I like this. Let me share it with some other people. Let me tell them all about Joy to the World. And then those people can come here and they can find out about this for themselves. Can you imagine our whole world glowing? And all of us seeing each other with this kindness, this love, that place for each other. I dream of that. That'd be the best day ever. Let's go for it, okay? Okay. Talk soon. Bye.